and it just didn't shake out my way. But I know what kind of player I am, kind of person I am, and like I said earlier, I'll be ready to go if I need to be.
Hey, welcome to Altitude Football. What's up? It's DMac. Going to be a short show here tonight. Mike Sanford got caught up in some high school football stuff with recruiting and college coaches who were bumping around today. I saw Dan Lanning with McChesney. So the Oregon head coach was here in Colorado. I'm not sure if Coacher is talking to him. Might be. Could be. We'll find out more as we listen to him on the morning sprint. So just an update quickly about things going on today. Of course, Tuesday is day off for the players. We'll have much more news tomorrow. Rachel Vigil and I will be here at 6 p.m. for Altitude Football Cocktail Hour. It's a Cape Codder is the drink of choice. So follow Rachel Vigil on social media. But if you want to play along and drink a Cape Codder with us in the spirit of playing the New England Patriots, do so. I got to give some credit to one of my better friends from high school. His name's Jamie Tedford. JT is a huge Patriots fan, as is everybody in the I think we got 10 or so guys in the high school group chat. They're all Patriots fans. But JT, whose son goes to DU, was extra super smart because as soon as the Broncos won, he, feeling relatively cocky, bought himself a few tickets for the game at Empower Field. Well, it came out earlier today that the Broncos put geofencing on their ticket sales. So if you're not from the Rocky Mountain region with your zip code, phone number, address, whatever you use to buy tickets, you can't buy tickets. The Broncos are prohibiting fans from doing that. Now, of course, the resale market is the resale market. You can only do so much about that. But the hope, obviously, is that season ticket holders of the Broncos will want these tickets. And in all honesty, I don't know if you're a season ticket holder, if there's a price that could be paid that's worth you selling these tickets. These are literally the best ticket you could possibly have. And it hasn't happened all that often. We had this in Peyton Manning's second and fourth year. We had this in 2005, 2006, and then you go back from there. So since I've been in Colorado, which was the fall of 99, this is the fourth time ever in 26 years there's been a game like this. So I was not at the game in 2006. I was at the game in 2014 and 16. And I'll be lucky enough to be in attendance on Sunday as well. 1 o'clock kick. So congrats to my dude, Jamie. Smarter than the average bear on that one. He's flying in from the Boston area, and he's going to see his son and his family, and maybe we'll get together. Maybe we won't. We'll see. Of course, you got family coming in, and I give him credit because it is going to be packed with Broncos fans. Now, that doesn't mean there'll be some sort of Patriots contingent. I'm sure there will. But with the Broncos geo-fencing, if you are a Broncos fan, you may feel better about that, I guess. We are brought to you by Journey Spice. Here's a little bit about Journey Spice that you should know.
There's a world of flavor out there, and to find it, you have to take the journey. Journey Spice Company handcrafts the most premium spice and seasoning blends that have no sugar, no salt, are certified USDA organic, non-GMO, vegan-friendly, and always planet-friendly. You are going to love serving amazingly delicious creations while knowing you helped reduce single-use plastics. Make sure to search for Journey Spice Company on Amazon today.
We love you, Journey Spice. Save 10% using the code 2026 playoffs. If you want to throw in any comments, I'm fine. A lot of nice words said about Jarrett Stidham. Starts with his teammates. Here's Mike McGlinchey.
He can he can ball. Like he can flat out can play quarterback, and we've seen it every single day at practice. We've seen it in training camp. We've seen it in the preseason, like you mentioned. I have no doubts that he's going to go out there and play his butt off. And I think I think our team is in a perfect position with Stiddy moving forward. And
So that's a good comment from McGlinchey. Here's Zach
first
Allen.
guy in the building every day, and he prepares like a starter. So we're really excited to see what he does. And obviously he goes against the defense in practice all the time, and he's great and is definitely a really really good quarterback in this league. So excited to see what he does this week.
It's Jarrett Stidham time, and the Broncos still are underdogs. They get back to work tomorrow, so we'll have a lot of action tomorrow, lots to talk about. We'll hear from the Patriots as well as they get ready for it. And if you're interested, I'll be on 98.5 The Sports Hub in Boston at 7 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Great show, one of my favorite stations in America, because 98.5 The Sports Hub used to be 104.1 WBCN in Boston, and that station is why I got into radio. And the one of the hosts, Rich Toucher, was actually a DJ on WBCN back when it was WBCN, and made the adjustment over to Sports Talk. On a personal note, I also interviewed and got a job actually at WAAF in Boston with Greg Hill and Lyndon Byers, old Bruins player, if you remember Lyndon. And I did accept that job, but there was a little bit of a bidding war with me and KBPI. This is back in 1999. And there was a money issue and an insurance issue and just craziness. So I ended up accepting a job, didn't sign a contract with WAAF, ended up going to KBPI in Denver and been out here ever since. That is a true story. Greg Hill is a morning show host on the other sports talk station, I believe WBZ, or is it WEI? Maybe it's WEI. I think it's WEI. I don't even know. But the irony is the station that I grew up listening to, a rock station, became a sports talk station. And Fred Toucher's a great dude. He's on with Hardy, is his co-host. And Greg Hill, who I did agree to work with, has been doing mornings across the street on a sports talk station for the past few years too. It's a small world. So had I accepted that job and stuck with it at WAAF with Greg Hill, the likelihood of me being his co-host and doing sports talk in Boston for the past 25 years is actually unbelievably strong. That is likely the other path of my life. So again, small world. That's the radio stories for you. But tomorrow I'll be on 98.5 The Sports Hub in Boston. If you care to tune into that, search them out. Meanwhile, we have some Broncos news. The Broncos have signed Brandon Johnson to their practice squad. Brandon has been a really good player for the Broncos in years past. From 22 to 23, 25 catches, 5 touchdowns. Wow. Was on practice squads with the Steelers and Bucks this year. It's a banged up group. It is maybe an indication that the injury to Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin is serious enough that they think they need a little depth at that position. To be able to get somebody like Brandon Johnson, actually that's amazing. That is a fantastic get by the Broncos. They do have Michael Bandy. We'll see if they elevate him as well. So keep your eyes on that. And it'll be interesting seeing the injury report. Of course, we know about Bo Nix, and Bo Nix had his surgery today he was supposed to have his surgery today. Hopefully everything well, and we're all thinking about Bo. This one's for Bo. But there's confidence in Stidham, a lot of confidence. Another note, the Broncos released veteran center Michael Dieter from the practice squad. That made room for Brandon Johnson. And Luke Wattenberg is expected back from IR this week. That's really good news because Forsythe got banged up a little bit. It was nice having Sam Mustipher around. But yeah, getting your starting center back would be great. And we're all anxious to see if J.K. Dobbins will return or not. That should be interesting. Tomorrow is going to be a very, very interesting day, and can't wait to get into it. Again, DMac Smack at 9 a.m. Of course, all of our shows on Altitude are broadcast live on YouTube and on Twitch, and you can follow along just by liking and subscribing. That's the easiest way to do it. We thank our great friends from Journey Spice, where you can save 10% using the code 2026 playoffs. That's 2026 playoffs to save you some money. My man here, Jarrett Stidham, will be the Super Bowl MVP. That would be fantastic. If that was the case, I think we'll all be very, very happy. So, again, more Broncos news coming up tomorrow. Lots of news tomorrow. So, we'll be live all day on Altitude. DMax Mac at 9 a.m. Myself and Rachel Vigil at 6 p.m. for cocktail hour. We'll be slurping down some Cape Codders. Glad that you could tune in. It's the last day of kind of rest and relaxation before the grind really gets going. So make sure you're liking and subscribing for the best content from Denver's #1. And I do know what the ratings are. Sports Talk Station. That's Altitude Sports Radio 92.
Snap out of it!